There are many big tech companies that have laid off very highly skilled and professional workers. Your Google, Apple, Amazon, you name it. They've all been laying off employees, and we have heard that the reason why they are doing this is because of the new AI technologies. Really? Is this really the real reason behind all of this laying off of professional employees? Mind you, these are the very people who have actually developed the software and the technology that these very, very high-tech companies are using to develop their products. So, is this a good idea? At the same time, the people who have been laid off, how do they feel about this? And are they in a position to react? Are they in a position to actually fend for themselves and create new employment or do something else since they have been laid off? I'm here to explain that actually in reality, people who have been laid off into these positions need not be afraid or be worried about this event. I see this event as a huge opportunity for these very people who have been laid off, because in the first place, these are the people who have actually created these high big tech companies that are now laying them off. The fact of the matter is that this AI technology that has come into the fore, a lot of people are talking about it as it's going to create massive unemployment. Well, in the short term, that may be so, but I see a huge opportunity if you can actually see it as someone who has been laid off. To start with, these are very highly skilled people. These are the very people who have developed these very algorithms that have built these billion-dollar high-tech companies. So my take on this is that these very people should not, instead of looking at this in a negative light and to be scared, they should look at it from another point of view as a huge opportunity. Put it this way. You are the one who wrote these very algorithms that have built these high-tech companies. You have the skill sets to actually build a company like that. And AI technology, on the other hand, enables you to be able to create something very quickly with minimal of resources. I'm talking just maybe a computer, access to these very AI tools, and your skills, your knowledge. This is a huge opportunity for those people who have been laid off. Take a step back. Think of what you are capable of doing. Have another look at these AI technologies, the very technologies that are being blamed for your being laid off. Instead of complaining or beating yourself up about this, you can use these very same tools to fight back, to start a new revolution where you can write, for example, an application that can solve a problem that is facing the world. And as you have done that, you can create a niche for yourself. And you can start all of this as an individual. use the tools. You've got ChatGPT, for example. You've got DeepSeek. You've got all these competing AI technologies. Use them to create something that the world needs out there. Have a look at the skills that you have and ask yourself, what is it that I can create that is very much needed, that can solve a huge problem in the world? For example, I have developed an application called KJobs. This application, I developed it using Google AI Studio. I took advantage of their technology, created some prompts and fine-tuned them and came up with this application. What this application does, it is a digital economy application. It is a platform where people can go online and offer services. For example, you can be a painter, or you can be a skilled builder. You can go on this platform and put up your resume, put up a video or some photos, showcase what you can do, and build a profile for yourself. Also, customers who need these services can come to this platform and they can look for service providers. And in the process, we can match a service provider and a customer. And what problem am I solving with this application? There is a huge issue of unemployment, this very issue that we are talking about, that, for instance, has been brought about by AI technology. I decided to take it upon myself to turn things around instead of complaining or be scared of this AI technology, to use it to create something that can solve the issue of unemployment. So you can do something like that. And you have the advantage that you have the skills that can create something that is amazing. So fight back. That's my advice. Think of it this way. If all of the companies, the enterprises, take advantage of these new technologies, AI and robotics, and they replace all of the workers with AI technology and robotics, the factories manufacturing cars, manufacturing other products, instead of hiring people, they are going to use automation and robotics, robots working in the factory. If all of these enterprises end up laying off all the people who were working in these enterprises in favor of AI technology and robotics and automation, well, they're producing products, and these products need a market. And if all of the people out there are unemployed, who is going to buy their products? It does not make economic sense. My point is this: at some point, there has to be a balance between the adoption of these new technologies and hiring people so as to keep the economy moving. Because if you have a product that you're producing, regardless of how you produce this product, you're still going to need a market. And for you to have a market, you have to have people out there who have got cash, who are earning an income, who can drive the economy as the consumers of your products. So sooner or later, there has to be a balance between the new technologies on the one hand and who is using the technologies, and who are the consumers of the products that are being produced by these technologies. What these high-tech companies are doing at the moment, they are taking advantage of a time period where there is no real clear path of the way forward of how we are going to adopt these new technologies in industry and commerce. They're taking advantage of this small time window, let me put it like this, where it's not clear they can afford to lay off a number of people, keeping a minimal staff and make huge profits before the economy and the markets shift to this new paradigm where there has to be an AI-driven producer and a consumer of the products. I see a new world order where you will have these companies, high-tech companies, churning out products, and the people who use them as consumers, they are going to be paid to use them. Because if you don't pay them and there's no one to buy your products, who is going to buy the products? You'll have warehouses or wherever piling up or solutions with products that nobody is buying. There has to be a balance. It's a no-brainer. There has to be a balance between production and consumption of the products. So this is my argument about the future of the economy and what is going to happen with the development of these new technologies. We are going to have a shift in the type of work and the type of enterprises. At the top, you have got those people who used to be the executives, for example. Take an example of a high-tech company. The executives, they are going to transform to become from the current type of enterprises into the new AI-driven enterprises, and they are going to transform their roles from being the current corporate executives to AI entrepreneurs. And this is also an opportunity for skilled people and other people who have the capability of developing new products. You can shift from being an employee into that higher echelon where you are also an AI entrepreneur. In the middle, you will still have the developers of the products, of the technologies, and also now we'll have the consumers of these AI-generated products. So this is the world, inevitably, to which we are moving. And everybody has to be prepared to be able to adapt, and if it's a question of skills, to develop and skill up so that you can find your place in this new economic order, this new digital economic order. So this is how I find it. This is how I see it. This is how I see the future. We need not be afraid or be intimidated by these AI technologies and what they will bring into the economy and what kind of jobs are going. There will be new jobs for everyone from the top going down. There will have to be an economy that moves, and there will have to be income generation and wealth being distributed in the economy so that the economy can keep moving. Thank you.